All right, welcome to a very special episode of the UnPack Pittsburgh Podcast. I'm very blessed to have two amazing guests in my house, actually. So thanks for making it easy on me. Shoot, I should have done it in slippers. Now I'm thinking about this. I hope this is going to be the new format because this is great. We broke bread. We had some pizza from, what was the pizza place?
Bella Notte.
Bella Notte. We had some pizza. Now we're having some wine. So great way to start. But today we have Jimmy Big Muscles. You've seen him before. He's been a co-host. He's done fantastic. We just have to have him back. And then Stacy, and your handle, so I don't mess it up, YinzHungry412.
That is correct.
I did a good
got
job.
it. Nailed it.
Cheat sheet. So Jimmy, let's start with you.
Right.
For people who, I'm sure everybody knows who you are now. Wearing short sleeves when it's cold out. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
So I'm not only wearing short sleeve. I got my big puffer. I don't like the cold. The cold and me don't get along. But so it all started about, now it's almost 4 years. 4 years ago, posted a video of my family making wine, and it just blew up from there. Just slowly kept going. That first video, I remember, hit 100K views, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And name started off as a joke, but I like it. It kind of sounds like one of those like nicknames in the Goodfellas.
Separates
or
you from
yeah.
the competition.
Memorable too.
Jimmy Big
I heard it once
Muscles,
and I
Jimmy
never forgot
Muscles. Yeah, at first I was like, should I change my name? And then I'd walk in somewhere and someone say, yo, Jimmy Muscles. And I was like, I like it. So name stuck. And I'm happy with it. And over the years, I've just been showing my family's traditions, our culture, all of our recipes. We worked a lot with some guys up in New York called Growing Up Italian. They have an awesome channel. And got to just experience a lot of fun things, a lot of cool things, and every day just keep growing it. Just recently, this is what I'm doing full time now, so very grateful for everything that's happened, and it's awesome to be able to share it with everybody on the internet, and I love it. I also kind of pivot with because I went to school for marketing, and so I kind of combined that with everything I learned social media wise, and I run social media accounts for businesses, and that's going great. And I also DJ. So
A man of many trades.
yeah,
which is also a good DJ name.
DJ Jimmy Big Muscles.
Yeah.
Right now my DJ name is just DJ Jimmy. So
I think you just need to consolidate. I've said this to
Yeah,
you
you
before.
need to
everything's
evolve in one
Big
brand.
Muscles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
mine.
cool because I just saw that you're trying to monetize the recipes. So
Yeah.
I just saw in one of your last posts that people can actually purchase part of the family recipe. That's pretty cool.
Yep. On the thing I wrote, some recipes are just too good to be kept a secret.
That's awesome.
And
Share it with the world.
exactly. I have a lot of people asking for the recipes, so I'm gonna break into the family secrets. And food's only good if it could be shared, So.
Amen. So
Love it.
check out Jimmy Big Muscles page, buy a recipe, get in the family. All right,
Yep.
Stacy, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself, just how you kind of got started?
Sure. So I had to really think about it, but I think it's been like 6 or 7 years now since I really got into this hobby of food blogging and my Instagram account, YinzHungry412, which really all of that kind of started with passion for writing. So when I moved actually in the city, I was freelancing for the Tribune Review and a few other places. And I'd seen a posting for more of like some fun assignments, taking over, going to restaurants, doing reviews, taking over their social media accounts and posting that way. And I mean, all of that sounded great, especially like coming from a suburb. I was looking forward to like getting to know more of the restaurants, like being familiar. Always love exploring different places and new foods. So it was the perfect fit. So I started that and eventually just kind of evolved into what I'm doing now. And I just really love currently and over throughout the years how there's definitely a community. Like, I mean, it's influencers, but it's just also partners, and that's kind of what Pittsburgh is. And just joining different events and getting to know different people. Like, I definitely have what we call my foodie friends, and they're the best people to go out to eat with, especially because sometimes my other friends, it's a little annoying when I have to tell them they can't eat their food for like the first 5 minutes. And some of us might have lights or whatever.
I'm one of those people who
Yeah,
order
no, I
and then like,
understand it's annoying.
and then it's either him or it's just like, no, wait.
The
I'm
phone
like,
eats first.
I'm like,
the phone eats first.
drooling. I'm like, I would like to eat it while it's warm if that's
It is
possible.
true. I try to be quick. Or like I always tell, I bring my boyfriend to a lot of free events, and I'm like, well, you know, you're earning this. You got to help me work for this because you're getting a couple of free meals.
You know,
here.
shout out to the plus ones because this might be my company, but I
true.
constantly feel like the plus one.
The plus ones like do need respect between like my sister and my boyfriend. Like they put in some time when I bring them to stuff, knowing them like you're gonna have to take a few videos and like pictures of me and help me out a little bit, but they have fun with it and it's totally worth it in the end. So I mean. That is what I do. But I guess on a more personal level, like I also work for media relations in the city, have a good time with that because my food blog it's a hobby, it's a lifestyle. It's the best hobby you could possibly have, but also just a girl that loves going to pirate games, watching the Pirates lose, going to concerts.
All right, wait, I have to stop you there because you jumped into the Pirates, and as a diehard sports fan,
Like
you named the Pirates first.
Okay, growing up, like I played baseball. I love baseball. I mean, we have America's best ballpark.
The NC Park is gorgeous. You're right.
It is true. It's
Yeah,
like it's been dubbed that
yeah,
several
it's
years.
been
That
rated
wasn't just
multiple
something I
times,
said.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I've been to a lot of other ballparks that are beautiful, but they have teams that compete.
No, it's true. I'm not trying to tell a lie here.
Yeah, it's tough for me because I like I've lived in other cities and I'm Pittsburgh. Cut me, I bleed black and gold, but gosh darn Pirates, like I mean, come on, like you have like some amazing like I feel like we're a farm club, and I know I'm not the only person to say this, but we are a farm club for good teams, and it's so frustrating.
True.
And then you look at the Penguins, who have been blessed with Lemieux and Yager, Crosby and Malkin, and those are just like the two top names. There's been plenty of other stars there. Then you got Big Ben, you got Bettis, you got we've been blessed on the Steelers too. I mean, James Harrison, that's one of my favorite Steelers ever. Like, we got some badass players. Like, why can't the Pirates be good?
I know, spoiled in so many different ways. Like, even this year, I went to a lot of Riverhounds games. They were kicking some serious butt.
So I have not been to a Riverhounds game, but I want to get into it.
Oh, you totally should. It is a lot of fun.
Are you a big soccer/football fan?
I am mostly just I love doing social stuff. I love tailgating.
Amen.
So I mean, as far as
still
like
recovering
I'm
from the
into
Steeler game last
baseball,
night.
I will attend all the other sporting events. Would I call myself a super big sports girl? No, I'm not gonna lie and tell you that. But I always have fun and I always like going.
All right. YinzSports412, is that handle available?
Yeah, I didn't take it.
All right, so Jimmy, why don't we start with you because I know it's interesting as content creators, you guys, like you have your niche, but like you also want to like go to the next thing, right? So, and I don't, forgive me if I'm inaccurate by saying this, but like you specialize kind of like in cooking, Italian type food. Bringing it back to Pittsburgh, like we're recording this at my place. I live in the Strip District. It can be anywhere in Pittsburgh. Name some of your favorite places that like get you excited, not just to get content for your pages, but like you, whether you're breaking bread with your family or whoever.
So I feel like I always give Italian restaurants to start off with. So I'm going to try to be a little different on this podcast, and then maybe I'll switch it up. One restaurant that has really good sushi. I'm switching it up from the Italian.
It's hard to find good sushi here. Living in San Diego,
sushi.
I have to admit, it's like wine. I became a snob.
Right.
Like, well, I'm fascinated where you're going to say.
You know where's a good place to find wine? My basement.
Very
in the garage.
That's it. I'll put his address in the link in the show notes.
If you guys seen my videos before, we were talking about my first video that went viral. It was our wine video.
Oh, really? That was it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that
we
real
make all
fast.
of our own wine.
Talk about that.
Yeah,
So, like,
year.
your first, because that's going to be the next question for you.
Sure.
Like, for someone who's not on social media, like, I don't know what it's like to have a viral video. Like, talk about that. Like, when your first viral video, did you know it was going to be viral? What happened when it was viral?
Well, I think viral's all in perspective, too. Because,
I like it because I have not essentially gone viral, but I've had some good ones.
Right, because that first video hit like 57,000. I mean, it kept going from there, but whenever it was around like
57.
No,
thousand?
it went more than that. I don't know.
I'm kidding. I'm
exactly.
being so very
Initially.
sarcastic.
Yeah,
I
I don't
get
know
lucky if I get
exactly what it
57
was,
likes.
but I remember it was kind of whenever it was like past 10,000, anything past 10,000 already, I was freaking out. I was like, oh wow, this is really
platform
going.
is this?
TikTok.
TikTok. Okay.
I was like, wow, this is really going crazy, and then it kept getting higher. But now if I post a video and it gets those type of numbers, I'm like, kind of.
Dud.
I hope they get those numbers. I mean, obviously not everything does.
You have different
Yeah.
standards later on.
I mean, but
Well, you're big time. You're big muscles now.
try to be big muscles. Well, thank you for the wine.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah,
hey,
the wine is very
we
tasty.
should always do
That's
that.
what I
We
was
should
leading us
do a
into. We need a
cheers.
cheers.
Yeah.
A salute.
Ooh. Keep setting
There
mine
you
down
go.
because I don't trust myself with this white couch and this white rug.
Stacy, I appreciate. So, my cat is right off camera, sleeping over here, and she might be a little allergic. So I appreciate you letting
I'm doing
my
okay.
wingman over there, Grayson, just chill out. So I'm like focusing on all of you guys, and I'm waiting for him just to wake up and destroy
pounce.
everything.
Jump right on.
So what was okay? So you did a wine video.
Mm-hmm.
Like at that moment, you weren't at the level that you are now, or whatever you guys call that. What did you go in there thinking like, oh man, I hope this is gonna be it? Like you just did it and it just organically became the piece.
Yeah. The only reason I had a TikTok is because we were making funny videos, so it had nothing to do with.
Wow.
They weren't even public. That was the first public video that I had, and they were just like just random funny videos.
It only takes
we,
one.
We would make it and we just edit it, and then me and my friends would just send them back and forth to each other. It wouldn't even be.
Was this before or after you were in the music video?
Oh, way before.
Okay. So do you think this led to you
Oh,
being
yeah.
in a music
It
video?
led to
What
everything.
music video? This is news to me.
So one of my trips in New York, my friend there who runs Growing Up Italian, he was one of the people who run Growing Up Italian. His name's Sabino, and he works a lot with Italian rappers and just all Italian artists. So he called me and he said, hey, this really popular artist in Italy is named Irama, and he was making a music video in New York. So Sabino was like, hey, we need to come down. And he had some connections that he was helping everybody run the music video, and it was awesome. I was in it with, like Cooge and Little Mo Mozzarella, and
I don't, but
okay,
it sounds very cool.
Wait, put her on the spot.
Yeah.
Are these lights
not
getting
on the
brighter?
spot.
A little bit hotter?
No. If you're not from New York or on Italian talk, then maybe you don't. But
We're gonna have to get them on the pod.
But yeah, it
Yeah,
was
for
awesome.
real.
It was awesome. That everything I did led up to stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy how things happen.
Right.
And
The
if one thing
evolution.
didn't happen, then the rest
Yeah, it's
wouldn't.
a domino effect.
Right.
But that's
it
cool.
is a domino
It's cool
effect,
that it
yeah.
happened organically.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
in today's, and we were kind of talking about this off camera before you got here, is like, it's like so many people, their benchmark is how many followers you have and things like that. And so many people are trying to be Insta famous and all this, in my words, crap. Like it's just, it's like, it's a slippery slope because you're like trying to find, happiness in something that's a little hollow in my opinion. But like, so it's great that it happened organic, and it's great that it led to so many cool opportunities and experiences for you and your family. You know what I mean? That's really cool. Stacey, how about yourself? Like, this is like your hobby, your passion project, just like UnPack is for me, and I have a real job as well. So like, what are some of your highlights? Like when you're like, damn, okay, like this is like a little bit rewarding. Cause like these, as simple as a video is, or like some people think, oh, you're just video you eating. It's hard. Like, I'm sorry. It's like
time.
editing and making sure you do all that right. Like it is work, whether it's like hard work, that's debatable. But like, as far as like you putting in your passion project, like what are some of the moments you're like, damn, this was good?
I mean, I guess I take that in a couple different ways. Having the account that I have, every once in a while I'll get some pretty small businesses that connect with me, and I always love helping them, especially. So knowing that, like, I mean, you give me a pizza, whatever it is, and I can give you what might be thousands of dollars of marketing that you didn't have to actually pay for. That just makes me feel good inside.
That's
so there's
awesome.
value in that in itself. But I mean, also just like there's value in just being part of different things. Like I love promoting different, like Pittsburgh Beer Week. I actually had a pretty good video that got a pretty big reach. This one was, I mean, it's like most of the breweries, a lot of breweries participate, but this video was at the Allegheny City Brewing. Okay. And that was for one of their days. They had their event, because everyone has events. It was 412 Day. So all their beers were $4.12.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. And like they had a food truck and everything. And it was a great setup, and it was a lot of fun. But just, I mean, being part of that, and I get other emails from the guild, like that community, like I was saying, my other friends. I mean, it does feel good sometimes to get that euphoric feeling, like when you do have a really good post and you're like, wow, this one's really taking off. Like a lot of people are enjoying like all the time and effort I put in there. But in addition, like I hope that I am becoming a resource for people. So like we were kind of talking earlier saying like, I really want to go to dinner tonight. I don't know what to do. I'll go on YinzHungry412's page, just scroll through and be inspired and pick something, or be that outlet if you're going to Pittsburgh for the weekend and check out all of my adventures and stuff like that. So just knowing that I'm just a resource and an asset in the city that I love.
Not just a resource. Don't use the word just.
Not
a
just.
resource.
Let's eliminate words.
A resource.
A resource in the city that I love, like, makes me feel great. Like, if I'm, a E-list celebrity in Pittsburgh, I'll take it. I love it. Although I was on Man versus Food once, and that is more Stacy than YinzHungry. But when you said music video, I did think about my like 15 minutes of fame. So that was pretty cool.
All right.
Is that when he was here in Pittsburgh?
It was when he was here. Casey Webb was here for D's Dogs, and I had a friend that like knew someone on the crew, so we knew they were going to be there for lunch. And when he came around, I was thinking, like, what can I do so I know they don't cut me? Like, what can I do? So I just immediately shoved a hot dog in Casey Webb's face, and we got on.
Wow, that's
it worked out. Yeah, exactly. It was their New Year's episode because hot dog, sauerkraut, all that good stuff for the new year.
So yeah, that's all good stuff. It's interesting because part of the reason that was like the Kickstarter for UnPack Pittsburgh was I grew up in the South Hills, moved to California, was out there for quite some time, came back, and when I came back, everything was different. Like I was gone for quite a while, and like Century 3 Mall in the South Hills was like that's where everyone hung out, and it was a carcass, like literally it looked like a zombie apocalypse hell. It was like Walking Dead,
like The Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Which is like I can't wait till that next season comes back. It's like gonna be 7 years till the next second season. But and I was just like, I'd ask people like, hey, like, what's cool around here? And the answers I got were all chains. And there's nothing wrong with chains because they're consistent. I get it. Like the price points tend to be, pretty good because they buy them bulk. For sure. Oh, the soups. Oh my gosh. Give me some, I'm all in. But like, I came from San Diego, and San Diego had such a culture of like supporting locals, whether it be from jewelry, clothing, sunglasses, food, breweries, tequilas, so many different things. And I just didn't get that sense. And I was like, oh man, like, and I just wanted to talk to business owners, small businesses. You said the key word for me. I was like, small businesses. That's what it's about. People trying to make a difference, especially in your hometown or a city that like we care about. And that's kind of what sprung this. And I was just like, I just want to talk to people who are trying, because like anyone who's ever owned a business or started a business know how freaking hard it is. I don't care what industry, I don't care how successful, how much money you got in the bank. It is not easy to do. And like, we've been very blessed to talk to some like people who are just entrepreneurial, trying to make it, trying to be a part of the Pittsburgh, business community. And just, it's fantastic. All right. Welcome back to the UnPack Pittsburgh Podcast. We had some technical difficulties. And we also have a new guest, but the video stopped, but the audio did not. So go head over to the UnPack Pittsburgh Podcast on all your favorite podcast channels, and you'll hear a riveting conversation from everything from DC, Marvel, date spots. I'm not sure what you didn't hear or what you didn't see, but there's some good stuff out there. Crazy. But we're gonna kick it back off on the YouTube channel. So let's just summarize what we discussed. The Matrix is the best movie out there. DC's better than Marvel, except for movies. You're a brewery fan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you hate comedies.
I'm not a comedy. Yeah, I actually forgot about that. We've been talking for so damn long. I am not a comedy guy. You're right. That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
I don't like to
You guys
laugh.
have bougie expectations for dates.
Yeah, first date. I said Altius. You said
I said old pizzaiolo, but then I said shorties.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Which are completely
that-
different choices.
Yeah.
And then I stepped back and I said, you know what? Go to a place that's more experience based
Right.
Yes.
for a
And I
first
talk
date.
about trivia. And
Yes.
Mhm.
And then
Things you
trivia,
get to
but
know
then if
people.
you bring a date that's not smart, is it gonna work out? So we
It's a little
w-
test.
As long
Yeah,
as you
Test their
try and have a
IQ.
good time. It's not about winning.
that's not.
To some
It's
people.
always about winning. That's something losers say.
That's fair.
All right, so we had about 20 minutes worth of footage. So without like totally repeating ourselves, let's kind of go a little deeper. So I slightly mentioned this earlier, but like name a very cool spot in Pittsburgh. Like as someone's moving here or someone's visiting from Italy, what's somewhere I have to see? If you could pick one place in Pittsburgh, where do you send them?
Well, the one thing, like, I don't know if this would be the absolute first place, but this was the one other place I didn't mention when I've had friends come into town, is I love taking them to Bob's Garage, which is probably the coolest dive bar in
Where is that?
Pittsburgh. So it is in like the Aspinwall, like Blawnox area.
Okay.
And it is always Christmas there. They always have Christmas decorations
Interesting.
around like Halloween and maybe St. Patrick's Day too. They'll add in like, you know, like the orange lights or the green lights and some of the other decorations. But it just looks like Christmas threw up in there all the time. So you don't
Wow.
have to just wait for December.
It
You
had
go
an
all
oyster,
day
it had an
round.
oyster got sick and
Yeah, and then boom. And then also they have on the weekends, they have karaoke, which I am a big karaoke fan. So that's
No
another
way.
reason I like going
all right,
there.
so you're a beer girl and you're a karaoke girl.
I'm just an all around good time.
Wow. All right. So, all right. This is fresh off. You're not gonna hear this on the audio pod. This is only on YouTube right now. So, if you had to pick one song to sing, everybody's watching. What are you going to?
I have a list on my phone, but I would say the number one go to is probably Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Wow, that's like a serious.
Yeah, it
That's
can
like
be.
like
It can be.
that's big.
Well, now, like, one of my friends has recently joined me occasionally for a duet for that. And every time, well, the first time he didn't realize it was coming, but I made him, like, I was like, go back to back. So you can start the song with Turn Around.
Wow.
So, it's all about
Okay.
performance as well.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
My
you-
karaoke
yeah.
song?
No. Oh, I mean, you could go with karaoke. I was
Like-
going.
Well, I don't
First
do
question
karaoke,
and second
Yeah, I'm with
question.
you on
All right,
karaoke.
first question, taking somebody around if I was just
Yeah,
showing
someone from
somebody.
Italy. Where are you taking? them?
So I
Don't say Italy because then you're gonna try to pick an Italian spot.
True.
No,
That's
I
like
know,
kind
I
of
know,
what
I
it
know.
makes
I
it
wouldn't take
Well,
any.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like,
So
I
they're just
wouldn't
going to
really-
judge everything. Like, have
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
enjoy, like,
Yeah,
maybe
you have to
take
take
a
classic
Permane
Pittsburgh
Brothers.
thing.
All
Yeah.
right.
Right.
So I mean, they would have to go to Permane's.
all right,
You know,
fair.
some people love
That's
it.
what I would
some
do.
people
I
are
would
like,
take Permane.
but
Permane
Get
Brothers.
them
have
some
to go.
pierogies.
Pierogies.
Like
Pierogies.
I went
Kennywood.
to
I like Kennywood. Kennywood's a safe.
Bigham Tavern.
Yeah.
They have some good pierogies.
So I think
Where?
you would have to
Bigham
loop.
Tavern, Mount Washington.
Oh shoot.
So then you can get the view and the pierogies.
Okay. All right.
So I definitely take them to the Strip District.
Mhm.
A good,
Great
actually, a good way to see me taking someone around the Strip District is Sal, the voice. He was on like America's Got Talent and really great singer. He does a little series where it's called Get in the Car, and he'll go around city to city. So
That's
I was just like tour guide and showed him around.
This guy. He
Show
just
him
keeps this stuff
around.
in his
I
back
know. You
pocket.
have all of the
He's been
Italian
in music
connections.
videos. I mean, you know, the note to self: get big muscles. I
Yeah.
should have started with that.
So I go around the Strip District, do everything we did in that video. So like Penn Mac, all that stuff.
Okay.
Jimmy Nino's. Then you could even go to the Permane's in the Strip. Then it's so touristy, but you have to go up to Mount Washington if they've never been there.
Mhm.
Have to.
The incline.
Yeah,
Right.
the
Fantastic.
incline.
Inclined
Yeah.
view, then pierogies.
Yeah, and then probably just finish the night off at like Southside or something.
Wow. It's outside.
Maybe. Yeah.
It depends how old you
depends.
are if
Yeah,
you
it
take them to the
depends.
south.
So is that-
side.
Well,
that-
I'm just saying.
so
'cause
I am curious.
DJ,
All right,
so then I'll be
let's-
like, all right, well, come with me to DJ.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
So like the south side, North Shore, Lawrenceville, Shady Side. Strip District, downtown, plenty more. Where's the late night spots these days?
We might have different answers.
Well, I mean, they're all over.
Yeah,
Right.
like where would you go? You'd say Southside.
So I
probably.
DJ in Southside a lot.
That's right.
So whenever I'm not DJing, I usually don't go to the same place that I DJ at.
Oh.
So I like to switch it up.
So you can
a little
catch Jimmy Big Muscles in the South Side.
bit. And then I like to go to Lawrenceville.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Lawrenceville's
Awesome.
nice.
So I don't go there out. I go for dinner. I've
Yeah.
never been out at Lawrenceville ever.
There's an out like I think what I call the transitional club is I like going to Goldmark because it is not
Is that
the
on Butler?
same like
It's a fun
your
place,
early
Lawrenceville.
20s vibe as the South Side. I feel like Goldmark is like you still want to club a little bit, but it's not going to be as crazy. Like you're in your 30s, Goldmark, and like that's where my
That's-
friends and I like to go.
So that's on
I like
the
to
main
go to
strip.
Goldmark.
yeah.
Where?
It's in Lawrenceville.
Yeah, like on the main line Butler.
It's on yeah. Like you just go
Yeah.
like toward the end. I forget
Yeah.
what street it's on, but
Interesting.
They have a cool thing there
Really don't
that
pay
whenever
attention
you
when I
order
drive, apparently.
you could order a beer and a shot, and they
yeah,
have
I know I like
they have
those specials too.
they have combinations that you could pick, and they all have these like cool names.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
with a
We
beer
got to
and a
highlight
shot.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you didn't see it, but the podcast heard it. This is only part one of
Yeah.
this because
Mhm.
you've been fantastic. We definitely talked way too long, so much that the camera stopped.
yeah.
Camera stop, teeth are purple.
Yeah, it's,
Right,
it's just
exactly.
downhill. Grayson's taking the second nap during the podcast. So that would be a cool place. I have not ventured out in Lawrenceville. Like I jogged through it, like I said, but I've only been to a few places there. The oyster, I think it's an oyster place.
Merchant
actually.
Oyster.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I've been
they're
there.
really good.
That
I
was
like
fantastic.
That spot.
We did a podcast at one of the stores there. It wasn't a bar or restaurant, but it's cool. I just don't know it. You know what I mean? I don't know where to go.
I mean, there's a ton. Like I like going to Spirit sometimes too, and they have a bunch of events. Which sometimes they have like, it's called like emo karaoke night.
Wow.
And that is a ton of
Wow.
fun. You get to like go on stage and kind of feel like you're in the band, and it is one of my favorite activities to do. I understand that's not everyone's cup of tea, but they have other cool events too.
All right. I don't do karaoke, and I wouldn't even be able to tell you what song I would sing. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, they have a
either.
pre-selected list for you, so you have to pick from that.
Really?
I
Oh, I've been to
sang-
karaoke bars, and I see like people running up there, and there's like a binder that's 7,000
Well,
pages
this is much
long.
shorter because like there's only like an hour and a half, and then like actually it was so successful the first couple of times I went that they made it available that you could just pay an extra $10 so that you knew you had a spot, and that's the only reason I got to sing.
Okay. You got to pay to play. Okay.
Yeah, I did some
Oh, yeah.
Cartel. Honestly,
Wow.
it's very good. If you don't know the song, look it up.
I don't.
I mean, that song came out in like 2007,
Okay.
so it's not new.
All right. Yeah, I might know if I heard it. I'm not like really, like I like music a lot, but I don't really know like a lot of.
I mean, there's so many songs to know.
Yeah. I feel like at some point in time, music became about a song versus like an album. Like back in the day, like people
Yeah, I
tried
know
to
what you
create
mean.
albums. Like then there was people who had like, now you could have one song and like people know who you are, but you really only did like
Well,
one
that's
or
like
two
how
A
songs.
people-
bunch of singles.
Like
Yeah,
people go
exactly.
viral. Like that one guy, like I think it was a TikTok song,
Yeah.
and like now he actually performs, but I think he was just like messing around, and it was like a sound. He wasn't even trying, I think, to be like a real artist, and it just happened.
Yeah, I forgot what song that was, but I
You know
heard,
what
I
I
heard
mean,
the
though?
story.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can't remember all the details
Yeah,
either.
it's like he was just like a student somewhere, and he was playing around with his
right,
producing
right.
software, and yeah.
Yeah, and then it just blew up.
I have PTSD from
Yeah, I know.
phone
Sorry,
tag.
keep
Yeah, it's worth
checking now.
checking. That's fair.
For the record, Jimmy hit record.
And it
didn't
did
work,
record.
apparently. It got 19.
Yeah.
So without us really knowing what was captured on the first stuff, why don't you guys talk about, well, this is maybe a little bit different. Like, what are some of your favorite food cuisines? And you can't pick Italian, and you can't pick anything that they serve at a brewery. Like,
That's fine.
what are some of like if you were gonna just pick your favorite type of cuisine with those restrictions, what do you pick them?
So one thing that is always well known, like anytime I go out to dinner or lunch or whatever with my boyfriend, if he sees burrata on the menu, he knows I'm going to order it.
Okay.
So
That's a good choice. Good choice.
yeah, it's just something like you don't see everywhere, and I just love it so much. I mean, I love all cheese, but specifically burrata, and like again to name drop Ritual House.
Ah.
Great burrata. There
In case
too.
it wasn't on the video, and even if it was, I don't care. You know, shout out to Ritual House. They took care of
Yeah.
us. We're fans.
For sure. But like that and scallops. When I see scallops on the menu, that's a big order. And then again, to talk about something earlier, when I was saying when I was at Alchemy, they have scallops that were delicious even on their own. But then they always do, you know, like these crazy things. They're kind of like sciencey chemistry.
Sure. That's their whole
And
thing.
like, yeah, it's all about like
Chocolate chicken.
evolution of taste and you know, pushing the envelope a little bit. But like how they put cotton candy on top. And as crazy as it sounds, it was absolutely delicious. I would definitely
even
do it
now,
again.
As a huge fan as I am of that place, that sounds great.
It does, and I totally agree. And I would not be able to agree with
The
you
chocolate chicken,
until I
I
ate
can
it.
at least fathom. And I don't remember actually even eating it, but I know Elena said she liked it.
See, both of those seem equally crazy to me.
Really? So like chocolate chicken,
Yeah.
like it's almost like mole. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I guess.
But,
yeah.
like-
you can make it like a spicy
yeah,
chocolate.
like. But I'll be honest. I don't remember trying it. I forget what I had. Whatever she couldn't eat because it had nuts. I think it was like a ravioli or something. Like it was phenomenal. Whatever I ate was
Yeah, probably
fantastic.
like
But as
pine nuts in it.
Yeah, but as a non-foodie, it's like, yeah, oh my god, this is like amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm not like, it's still food at the end of the day to me. But like, I appreciate ambiance. So this is interesting. So you guys are foodie people. Like you guys, like if you go to an Italian place and like it's like a C, you're like, this place is trash. You know what I mean? Like to me, like the food can be a C, but like if the ambiance and the drinks and like it's an A to me. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, like I mean, you know what you're signing up for, and I mean that could be. It depends, like what you mean by ambiance. Like if it's like where you're going, you want to see, you know, all the football games, and so like
TVs.
you want all those TVs, and then if you get nachos, they're just fine. I mean, it's still elevated, and it's just like
Sure,
a favorite
that's
spot
exactly
of
what I'm
you.
talking about.
So I mean,
If I go to
that can
if I go to a
happen.
bar that like claims to have sports on and the Penguins are playing and they don't have the game on,
Well, yeah,
and then I
they're
say,
not
hey, can
living
you
up
put
to
the
the
game on?
thing.
They look at me like I just asked for like a free drink, and they look
Yeah.
at me like, I actually don't know how to work this remote. I've been here for 7 years. I'm like, and it just makes me as a customer just feel like an ass. I'm like, this is
Right.
not the experience I want. Your nachos are now trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
no,
like if
and
they
like
if they have the game on, it's very welcoming. Like they have the sound on for when Pittsburgh teams are playing.
Right.
Like I was at Tom's bar last night, Tom's Watch Bar,
Yeah.
like for the Steeler game. Fantastic. And like we went one game too. And like during the game, they have the sound on. We're rocking. When the commercial's on, the DJ's playing. Like they have high noons. It was like
No, I totally get it, and like I would never say that I am like stuck up with food. I mean, give me Taco Bell all day. I mean, I love something like that too.
Really?
And that's not exactly ambiance. I just love Taco Bell. But I
Yeah.
mean, but at the same time, I love like, you know, a really nice meal too. It's just
So what's the nicest meal in Pittsburgh? Throw it out there.
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy my birthday dinners, D'Anoia's, but I mean, honestly, if I, like recently, that meal at Alchemy was really, really good that I had a couple months ago.
Yeah.
The one I'm cooking.
Oh,
Shoot your own
and you
horn.
can buy his recipes for $9.99 on Jimmy Big Muscles.
They're not the one I'm cooking. The one my nonna's cooking.
Right, right.
Yeah, I can't compete with the boss.
You're her sous chef.
Yeah. Yeah, I just recreate her recipes.
So, you go to, I guess, a ton of breweries, right? Like that's your thing.
Yeah.
Do you go to a ton of wineries? I'm just curious.
No,
No.
no. I mean, no. I don't
Yeah, like
usually.
we kind of talked about Vinoski's. It might have
Yeah.
been cut off, but like being in California, I said I wasn't a foodie. I have to admit I am kind of snobby when it comes to wine,
Sure.
and I don't. It's not like pinky out kind of snobby. It's more just like I like what I like,
Mhm.
and it's like when you have good something of anything, it's hard to go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it doesn't mean it has to be expensive either, especially with cabs. You can have a great cab for not a lot of money.
Mhm.
It would be interesting to like go to some wineries You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
we
so
could
you
do
have a
we could do
handful of them.
breweries and we could do wineries. That would be pretty fun. I feel like breweries you can go anytime. I feel like wineries are more summertime though.
Yeah.
Summer, fall.
That's a better ambiance as well. As you
Yeah,
would say.
being outside. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it's a little bit of a hike. I like going to Green Dance.
Okay. I have no clue
Winery.
where that is.
It's like near Connellsville, kind
Yeah.
of.
I don't travel well.
It is.
I gotta admit, I don't travel well.
Well, it is. If you want something that's really pretty, a lot of the times they actually have bands there.
See, that's cool. Live music.
They have actually pretty good food. I believe it's Elegant Catering. So I mean, it's kind of checking all the boxes. Pretty good wine,
Yeah,
wonderful atmosphere, entertainment.
that's cool.
So put it on your list.
Yeah, I wish I traveled better. I don't.
So like, what is? So you have the Pittsburgh mentality again. Like, if I have to cross a bridge, like I don't really know.
Yeah, like when I lived in the South Hills, I would commute down to the Strip District all the time, not even thinking.
Yeah.
Even like during rush hour, like I didn't care. Like I'm just coming here. Now that I'm here in the Strip District, I'm like, people are like, hey, do you want to go? And it's like on the opposite side of the city. I'm like, ooh. Ooh, I'm not sure. Like I
used to
walk
have that
everywhere.
more,
I walk
like-
everywhere. I walked to
Right.
Lawrenceville.
You get
like-
spoiled. Like now that I live in Forest Hills and I can't walk to most places, it has drifted away. I've accepted that everywhere I want to go is going to take an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But before that, I definitely had like more of that mentality.
Yeah.
We went on a marathon that one night.
Oh,
Walked around the whole
God
entire
bless
city.
Jimmy.
Oh my
I can walk for. Let me tell you this quick story. So I can walk. I have no problem walking. I can do cardio all day. And so Jimmy came here and we ended up walking to the North Shore, which isn't terribly long, but it's long enough where most people would
doable.
complain.
We took a pretty long.
And we didn't take a direct
Yeah,
route.
the
That's
scenic
a good
route.
point. Yeah. And then we get to the North Shore, and it was Steelers were playing on a Thursday, or was it Monday?
Were the Steelers playing?
Yeah, remember? Yeah,
Yeah.
the Steelers were definitely
Yeah,
playing.
yeah,
It must
they
have been
were.
a Monday night because we're
Mhm.
playing tomorrow or this Thursday. But so it was a Monday night. Steelers were playing. And like we're coming across the bridge, we can see the Steelers playing.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the North Shore, which is like basically, young people drinking, and I can say that.
Tequila
And
Cowboy.
we go, and this guy has an expired license.
Yeah.
I haven't been turned down at a bar in, a very, very, very long time. And, oh, man, that was something. That was,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was right after I got back from Italy. It expired while I was in Italy, so.
It happens with travel. Like
Yeah.
I was going, this was years ago, and mine expired, and I was going to Denver, and I did the thing at the airport, and I had the printout, and there was only one place that was like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what email you're about to show me. I'm not going to let you in.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
shocked whenever they said, like, oh, you can't come in, because I was used to practically
True,
zero
true.
rules on alcohol.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
And we're not
for a
going to
few
say
weeks.
what place, but one place did let us in, thank God.
Two places did.
Because you are technically 21, your license just expired.
What's this thing? Oh, we can't say it. We'll talk off.
Two places let us in.
We drank a lot, so I don't know. I can't ever remember. I can't remember people's
We tried
names.
We tried 3 places. 2 places let us
Yeah.
in.
And clearly, you're
Because
complimenting these places,
we have a
but
nice
we
smile.
understand the hesitation.
Oh, yeah. I remember the second place now. Oh, yeah. We were drinking High Noon.
Yeah,
That's
you
why I
had a
don't
nice
remember.
smile.
That's
You had
why
a
I
nice
don't
smile.
remember.
That's how I pick
Yeah.
guys in my fantasy draft.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a nice smile.
Oh,
We'll pick him today.
So you do like sports.
Oh, I told you I'm just like a big participant because I like doing things and I like the social aspect. Do I know what I'm talking about? Absolutely not.
Yeah. Well,
Except for baseball. I know.
when you mentioned Pirates first, we knew you didn't know what you were talking about. But
I know it's a delusional passion. It's
Yeah,
fine. We
hey,
all do.
it's all
See,
right.
I'm not a football guy at all.
Really?
Football. Actually, football, baseball. Like I'm not really into any of it.
Yeah.
I like hockey,
All right.
and I watch hockey, but I'm not into hockey where I'll watch
Yeah.
the games. So
I like going to the
Yeah.
games. I don't really like watching.
The Pens are on
TV.
right now, so
Yeah.
but by the time we finish this, will be third period.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right.
I'm
right.
excited. We need to bounce back. Right now, all our sports right now are a little we're a little struggling. Kenny Pickett's hurt now.
saw him
Didn't
Yeah.
everyone
Trust.
get hurt yesterday?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. my heart got hurt. That's all I know.
Oh.
Especially my parlay. Oh my gosh, I did a parlay yesterday. Don't bet. This is not encouraging anyone to bet.
We have a lot of
But
disclaimers in this podcast.
Don't bet. Don't drink. Don't
I had a
smoke.
Yeah,
big ass
exactly.
parlay, and everything hit. Everything hit. Came down. All the Steelers had to win, And it was a big parlay. I mean, big enough for $20 to win a substantial amount of money.
Sure.
Everything hit, but the Steelers winning.
Ugh, that is painful.
It was like extra pain. It was extra painful. One, the Steelers lost, but two,
Right.
the potential money. But all right, well, we normally traditionally try to keep it about 30 minutes. It's mostly because Elena's the co-host and she doesn't like us to talk anything more than 5 minutes. But this has been like probably 2 hours, but you're only going to see like 40 minutes of it. So definitely check out the podcast itself. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Why don't you guys just say a couple things about yourself, where they can find you, and then we'll wrap from there.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for having me on, Bryan. Love coming on to this podcast. You can see all my videos on Jimmy Big Muscles. It's same on Instagram, TikTok, Jimmy Big Muscles, and that's it.
Yeah. So real fast before Stacy goes, like, you're interesting to me because like you could come in and highlight their business, right, as a content creator. You could take over their social media account like you do for several businesses here in Pittsburgh and manage their account. And then you're also a freaking DJ.
Yeah.
So, like, if you need a DJ, you need a social media manager, or you want a content creator to come into your space, reach out to Jimmy Big Muscles.
A man of many talents.
That's it. That's it. You're more DC than Marvel because DC's better. Go ahead.
Sure. Well, yeah, thanks again for having me on the podcast today. First time on there, but won't be the last. But you can find me. I'm YinzHungry412 on Instagram and TikTok. Just, covering the food scene, the beer scene, just everything Pittsburgh. So Yinz know where to find me.
Oh, good plug there with the ends. Very local. Yeah, and I don't know if where the original video cut out, but I really liked how you said you kind of wanted to be the directory for like people who are like looking for somewhere to go.
Right.
And as I alluded to earlier, like that's kind of what got me into UnPack Pittsburgh is like, what is cool? Like, I don't want to hear from like an algorithm of what's cool. I want someone who's like on the ground, you know what I mean? Like actually going to try it. I don't want people like paid endorsements. I want to know like, what do we really like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's interesting that when we were all talking breaking bread, a lot of us kind of said the same places. You know what I mean? Like, so it's really cool. And Pittsburgh's just such a fun town. Good people. A lot of people doing good things. And that's it. So thanks for watching. This is absolutely part one because both these guys are fantastic. And I can't wait to kind of go to the next place. So cheers. Oh, Jimmy's empty now.
It has changed.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
But thanks for watching UnPack Pittsburgh.